Welcome everybody. Today we are going to do a dive onto a new website that we're building and run through the SEO elements and some of the conversion optimization elements, essentially like how well the page is set up for visitors to take action and build trust. And we're just going to do a simple review of what we built for this plumbing company here in Bend, Oregon versus what they had, and look at it both from a customer visiting the website and from Google in terms of what we're showing Google on that page. So company we're working with, Peak Performance Plumbing here in Bend, Oregon. They do awesome work. So if you're looking for a plumber locally, hit them up. But we are going to take a quick look. Just previously, this is their existing homepage, and this is our new build for them. So they signed up with us for both a website, some local SEO services, and a CRM that we're implementing for them. And right now we're going to just show, right? You hear a lot of people like, hey, you need to make sure you're communicating to Google and to your end customer in the most effective way. But what does that actually look like? Let's look at a good example. We're not perfect, but I think it is a step in the right direction from where they were to where we're heading. And over time, I'll keep you guys up to date of the progress that we're making and how we're doing with this client in terms of positioning and how well we're competing in the market for both for SEO in the map pack. We'll look at some Google ads in the future as well. So let's take a look. We're going to start just visually, right? So the assumption here is we've somehow gotten a customer to our homepage. That might have been through Google. It might have been through some sort of other advertisement or a referral, a business card, whatever it might be. They've somehow landed on our page. What is it communicating to them? So we want to build trust, we want to build authority, and we want to make it really easy and guide that person to take the action that we want to. So for this customer, the actions, there's two of them, is we want them to reach out to us one way or another. So we want to give them the opportunity to give us a phone call. If it's an emergency plumbing situation or they just prefer the phone, we want to give them that option. But if it's maybe a bigger project, something that isn't as rushed, and they just want us to get in contact with them, and maybe they can't call us right away, we want to give an opportunity for them to submit their request online, and then we can reach out to them. So let's have a look. Let me know in the comments how you think we're doing. If you got any feedback on how we can improve this page, I'm always improving and all ears. But here's what we're trying to communicate. First and foremost, our target keyword and where we've seen the most volume of local search here in Bend, Oregon is plumber in Bend, Oregon. So that's what we are targeting. That's what we're trying to tell Google. But we also want to highlight that for our customer. And when you land on a web page, you've got 2 seconds to convince me to stay or convince a customer to stay. So we want to be really quickly. We want to have, nice visuals. So it's like, hey, this is appealing to look at, but is this what I'm searching for, right? So did I land on the right location? Is it the company that I was looking for? Or is it this, do they do the service that I'm looking for? So right off the top, we're doing, hey, we are a plumber and we are in Bend, Oregon. We serve Bend, Oregon up here. We offer 24-hour emergency services. Give us a call today, right? Right away, boom, we can just call, get action, get that customer to take the action that we're looking for. We have a photo of the actual service trucks in a landscape that is Central Oregon, Bend, Oregon. And so that's building trust for us and saying, hey, these guys are actually local and they do know this local area, and hey, they're legitimate. They aren't just a lead aggregator that's going to sell off my information. They're a real company, right? So we also are going to highlight one of the differentiators is they aren't a private equity owned company. So they're not pushing upsells. They're not doing surprise billing. They're upfront in all their pricing, letting people know they're trying to do right by the customer, not just trying to push the company's bottom line. So the other option we have here is to book a service, gives us an immediate pop-up, gives some basic information, submit it, and that then goes out to the business owner and their team to be able to follow up with that customer and schedule or follow up. So we talk a little bit about who we are and what we do, some of our target services for water heater and leak detection, emergency plumbing, everyday repairs, right? Talk about, hey, we do all of Central Oregon. We're specifically targeting Bend, but we also do Central Oregon. So if you're not in Bend proper, we might be able to serve you as well. Then we have this section where we're just going to build trust, right? So both it's some features that set us apart, but it's going to build trust. Hey, we're licensed and insured. We're locally owned, Bend-based. We're residential and commercial. And then we have another call to action. We got a little bit more to speak about what differentiates us from the other plumbers, why they should trust us, give another opportunity to take action. Then we're going to talk about the services that we provide. So we're trying to align that, say, hey, do they actually do the thing that we're looking for? Yep, they have that. Great. Then I can take an action, right? Oh, we're going to build trust with some reviews. Always want to have a review section that shows people that you're not new, you've been in the game, people trust you. It's worth me trusting you to come out and either provide a service or give me a quote. Then we have a little about page, and this is a little bit unique story. This is in the last 2 years, they've transitioned to a new brand. Donovan, the owner, bought this business from his mentor. They still are in business, just not in Central Oregon, this Hookles plumbing company. So we highlight that a little bit in case people are looking for Hookles and they land on Peak Performance. Hey, why is that? Tell that story. And then we go into a little bit more background here. But we're, cool photo of Donovan on the chairlift. We're a big ski town, so that's going to, relate to this local demographic. Boom, call to action, simple step process. Google likes to see, hey, what's the process to get service? And customers love to know and set expectations of what it's going to take to get a service as well. Another call to action to request. Again, this is going to be another pop-up, make it quick and easy. We talk about our service areas where we provide our services, and then have a pretty thorough FAQ and then a basic call to action at the bottom as well. So visually, we're building trust. We're letting people know that we provide those services. We look professional. We look like we're local. As many of these photos as we can, we try to use real photos to build trust as well. We're not trying to use as many like stock photos as possible. This one's a stock photo, but the rest of them are actual job site photos, which is I've seen have the best sort of value. Like it builds trust for a customer. They don't want to see a bunch of iStock photos. So we've talked about what a customer's seen if they land here, but we're also trying to play the game of communicating to Google and the other search engines exactly what it is that we do. And we do that with how we structure the information on the page. So visually, it looks great. Google isn't looking at our page visually. They're looking at the underlying information to be able to say, hey, what is this company? What do they do? Do they provide the service that my searcher is searching for on my platform? If they search for water heater repair in Bend, Oregon, does Peak Performance do that? We're trying to communicate that effectively to Google. So I've got this Chrome extension that kind of helps visually see that. It's called Detailed SEO Extension. It's totally free. Feel free to grab it and use it for yourself. But right off the top, our SEO title is the most important piece for Google. Say, hey, this is who we are. This is what we do. So we're a plumber in Bend, Oregon. Oh, and this is our branch. So we go into that, and then we break down a little bit of our services, and then plumber and Bend are what we're targeting, and local. So local Bend plumber is another keyword variation that we're targeting. So that's why we're got it in our description and our title. So then we want to jump over our headers. The next most important item from a search perspective is our H1. So again, we want to have plumber in Bend, Oregon, which is our keyword in that title. And then we want our H2s to highlight some of the other keywords that we're targeting, right? So local, plumbing services, plumbing, local plumber again, plumbing services, hot water replacement repair, advanced leak detection. We're going to highlight our services as one of the headers. Local plumber services again, a little bit redundant, but that's okay. Need plumbing help. Proudly serving, we're going to highlight the service areas that we provide, and then some plumbing questions. We're going to be highlighting what those plumbing services or questions are. So this does a fairly good job. I think, I'm in the QA stage, so I might adjust some of these headers, but in general, we're communicating effectively to Google who we are and what we do. So let's jump over to the current website. This is the one that we're replacing, and just kind of the look and feel. In my opinion, this is less approachable. It builds less trust, and this feels very generic. So I don't know who this company is. Should I trust them? I have to kind of rely completely on whether or not, maybe I would probably go to their Google business profile and look at reviews, or their Yelp page and look at reviews, to decide if this is actually a real company, right? I don't see their trucks. I don't see them. There's no personalization. It's just sort of a generic basic site. It does an okay job from Google's perspective, where we're targeting, Plumber and Bend, plumbing of Bend. We speak to, some of the key elements. We do have our headers set up fairly well, and we highlight our services. So those are all positives and wins from whoever set this up. But I think we're taking the next step, right? The next level of maturity by making it both appealing to Google, but also to the end user. And I perceive that we'll see our conversion. So the number of people landing on the page should increase, but also the number of people that land on the page and then take an action, whether that's call us or submit a form, should increase, just because we're building that trust. We're looking like a legitimate company that somebody might want to work with. So hopefully that's helpful. That's essentially, a big piece of, on-page SEO that we do as providers that are helping local service businesses position themselves better, both for Google, but there's also this other side, right? We don't want to only get listed on Google. Once somebody comes to the website, are we effectively converting them into a customer? If they land there and then don't take the action we want, or don't, get the feelings and build the trust we want, that's no good, right? The only thing that matters is phone calls and booked leads. So that's what we're trying to do, right? We're trying to get the traffic to you, convince Google to trust us as the number one or one of the top options, and then get those customers or potential customers that land on our page to actually turn into paying customers. And that's the whole game. That's what we're trying to do. Specifically, we help companies here in Central Oregon, but all throughout the U.S. San Diego, Denver are some of the areas that we have several clients. If you need any help, if you have any questions, if you have any feedback, please drop it in the comments to this video or check us out online. Thanks.